What is up, guys? We are back again for another fantasy football video here. We got a preview of NFL Week 2 Thursday night football game. We got the Redskins versus who do we got, Cole, against? Who are we playing against?
New York Giants.
New York Giants, Daniel Jones. Thanks, Cole, again for joining me here. Make sure you guys are following us. We do these videos twice a week, if not much more now at this point. So make sure you guys are following along. We're going to do a FanDuel little section at the end here as well. But let's get into this Thursday night game, Cole. The recent news of last week, Ryan Fitzpatrick was injured. Sounds like it's about 6 to 8 weeks, give or take there. They got Taylor Heineke,
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that's what I think too. I don't know. But Cole, what are your initial thoughts here? Who do you think is going to, come up in front right away? Do you think it's going to be more of a shootout, a running game? Barkley on, the Giants side doesn't look like he's going to start as well for week 2 now here. What are your initial thoughts going into this Thursday night game?
I think overall it's going to be more of a running game for this game overall, just because I don't know how much they trust the backup QB for Washington. I mean, It's not like they really trust Daniel. Well, I guess they do trust Daniel Jones enough because he's still starting somehow.
They got it.
There was some stat that they said when they were playing for the last Giants game against the Broncos, where they said he had more. I think it was over 40 turnovers in like 2 or 3 years, which is at least 1 or 2 every single game, like comparison wise. So I don't know why he's still starting really, but whatever. And at the same time, I think Ryan Fitzpatrick was bound to get hurt because he literally said also that he likes to get hit. Well, he got hit and he broke his hip. So I don't know, man. Should probably not get hit. Stop it. Just stop.
Yeah, maybe dodge instead of take the hit or something next time. But I'm kind of screwed in that 2 quarterback league we got going on because I was high on Fitzpatrick. I know he's going to throw the ball all season long, but if he's not available, he's not throwing the ball at all this season. So that's something definitely to monitor here. We got Taylor, the new quarterback here, Taylor Heineke. We got Antonio Gibson as the running back as well for Washington. Must be Devontae Booker for the running back for the Giants going into this week due to, Barkley's concerns there. Who do you think is going to take the lead initially here, Cole? I believe it is at Washington. And then who do you think is going to close this game off here?
I think Washington will probably it's more of a toss-up now just because that they have a backup in for Washington. But I think Washington will still take the lead, and I think it will be an Antonio Gibson touchdown to start it.
All right.
And I think the Giants will respond with a touchdown of their own, and it might be a closer game than it originally should be. And I think that Washington will eventually come away with the ball game itself. So I think they're still going to win because they do have that home field advantage as well.
Right.
But it shouldn't be this close, in my opinion.
And that was my initial thought as well. We did see the Giants do okay last week. So we'll kind of see how Daniel Jones does. The only thing, why I think Washington is going to just lead this whole game into the final minutes is that defense. I mean, Daniel Jones, like you just talked about, all the turnovers. I mean, if he has one, not only is that going to ruin that momentum for, a Thursday night football game, but at home at Washington's home field, I should say, against that whole good defensive backfield, I don't see the Giants coming up at all, honestly, in this game. Maybe if they get an early field goal or something, but I don't see them in the end zone too much. We might see something, from Galladay or who was it? Was it Sterling Shepard last week? Daniel Jones is number 1. Yeah. We might see something from them there. Someone's got to get a touchdown somewhere. And to be honest, I don't even know if I can think of their tight ends right now currently either. Logan Thomas for Washington.
They could do a Falcons and not score a single touchdown.
That's true. That's true. I mean, but someone's got to catch that ball, So let's we're both high on Washington going into this game here. Let's dive right into this FanDuel draft here. We are just doing the Thursday night game, so we're gonna go ahead and make our picks here. As you can see, we got our $60,000 budget up there on top, and here we go. Daniel Jones and Taylor Heineke up on top there. Cole, do we think Gibson is going to be the biggest factor in this whole game? Who do we pick for our MVP here? Do we have?
Yeah, sorry, my computer just had a mini
I
stroke.
see that. Do you think this MVP spot? Do we need to go with Daniel Jones or Taylor up on top there? Do we need to go with maybe Gibson? I'm just thinking he might be more reliable this week due to so many question marks at quarterback here. Who do you think we need to go to for this MVP spot here to begin the draft here?
Honestly, I'd say Gibson.
I think so too.
I kind of like Gibson as the MVP here over both the quarterbacks.
Yeah, I agree as well. I'm going to try and just scroll down here. Maybe we can find this running back for the Giants. They're going to have to. Yep, Devontae Booker, that's who I thought was going to be it. And I did hear Kyle Rudolph is now starting for the Giants this week. Who's injured? Evan Ingram, yep, is the Giants tight end who is injured this week, out for week 2. Kyle Rudolph may be a sleeper pick against a very tough Washington defense. That's the only downside there. But maybe we can look at those guys a little bit later there. I think we have to grab one of these quarterbacks here. Do we have to grab Heineke here, or do you think Daniel Jones is still going to have more turnovers than Taylor in week 2 here?
Dude, that is such a hard decision.
That is the question of the night for sure.
I mean, the only upside of Daniel Jones, I feel like, is he does run the ball sometimes.
Right.
So maybe Daniel Jones, but I'm going to let you choose that one. You get to choose the quarterback. I'm not going to choose one of those two.
Yeah. This looks like passing yards a little bit over 250 for Jones last week, a touchdown, 6 attempts for almost 30 rushing yards there. I think that we do have to go with Jones. Maybe we can do both. We'll kind of see when we get down here. Daniel Jones is going to get us at least 15 points. I think you have to start at least one of these quarterbacks. They're going to get at least that ground floor of 10 points no matter what happens on Thursday night here. I think Jones, just as he's been around for a couple of years now, the more proven quarterback. Even though we've shit-talked him all at the beginning of this cast here, I think we got to go with Daniel Jones.
I do agree with you, though.
Just through the fact, that we haven't seen a lot from Heineke so far this seaseason. Let's go ahead and Yeah, he could definitely be a dud. Kind of like Ryan Fitzpatrick and Aaron Rodgers in week 1 there. We got to pass all these guys because they're all hurt. Gibson, we already picked there. Do we got to go with Scary Terry? Should we go with Shepard here? Should we take a chance with Logan Thomas? Cole, who do you see kind of getting the most of the receptions here in this Thursday night game?
Shepard. I think Sterling Shepard would get the majority, honestly.
Yep, I agree with that as well. We kind of talked about that with Daniel Jones's go-to guy in week 1 there. I think Kenny Golladay is still a great option for fantasy. I feel like, if he's your third wide receiver, definitely debate throwing him in a flex. The Washington defense is kind of downside for this whole offense here this week, but they got the weapons. I feel like after last week's performance, Washington might look towards Shepard some more. But at the same time, if he's playing that slot spot, for Daniel Jones, he's the one that's gonna, get those through routes in the middle all night long. So I definitely agree there. Let's take that chance on Shepard. We saw a lot of promise last week from that quarterback wide receiver duo there. Do we go ahead and grab a kicker first to see what we got left, Cole? Do you want to do that for this game? Do you think that's a good play this week, or do you think we should go for another wide receiver here?
I think we've got to go for a kicker. I feel like there's going to be a lot of field goals kicked this Thursday in general.
Yeah, And we're high on Washington. Do you think, here's the question, do you think the Giants are going to get to that, 40, 30 yard, yardage range enough for the kicker in Gano here to make these kicks? Or do you think Washington is going to stop them more often than not at that 50-yard line?
I think Washington might be able to stop them more often than not. So I'd honestly go with Dustin Hopkins for the kicker.
I definitely agree. I think we're going to go ahead and lock it in. Let's look and see who we got left here. We do still have 11.5 left here. So I do agree that's probably a good pick. If you wanted to take Gano just due to the fact he's $1,000 cheaper here, I don't hate that at all. I think that is a good trade there. Let's go ahead and look back at the top here. We got Galladay and Logan Thomas, top couple guys there. We do have Slayton as well. I think we got to grab one of these guys from the Washington side, though, however.
You know
just
what I was
to get
thinking?
a player in the game. Yeah, what do you got?
Would we have enough money left if we took Gano instead of Hopkins? Then we could get McLaurin.
I think we definitely would because we're only 500 short here. So let's go ahead and do that. It's going to not like us for a little bit, but that's fine. Drop Hopkins because that's kind of what I was thinking. If we want to take that reach up there, yep, we definitely do. I think we still got, 500 remaining there, which is fine. Especially in these single night games, it's hard to use up all of that salary just due to the players you want there. But, Cole, that's kind of what I was thinking right when we made that pick. I was like, that $1,000 discount for that other player there might help us out at the end of our draft here. Cole, you want to give us a recap of who we drafted for this one?
Sure. So we've got Antonio Gibson as our MVP, which I think is the best choice overall. I think he might have the best day on Thursday in general.
Yep.
Then we have Daniel Jones because we had to pick at least one of the quarterbacks. Sterling Shepard was a stud for the team last week. Also might be iffy because now everybody knows. And then we've got Graham Gano for the kicker, mainly just because we don't think they're going to make it to the end zone that often. And we have Scary Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry. Always tearing it up. We'll see what happens with Tim and Taylor Heineke in week 2. Taylor was just all over the place. I read something where one of McLaurin's biggest catches of the night was like 20 or 30 yards, and he had to dive and do an amazing catch just to grab the ball because it was that far thrown off target. So we'll kind of see what happens here, after the Thursday night game. That's kind of all we got for this one. Thanks as always, for tuning in with us. We have also asked this on the last video as well, but let us know what you guys are thinking for the top tight end this week. Will it be someone from tonight's game? Will it be Kyle Rudolph as a sleeper this week? Let us know what you guys think in the comments. Definitely follow us everywhere, Instagram, YouTube. Check out our podcast on Spotify as well. We do them weekly. We got these fantasy football videos, 1, if not 2, 3 times a week coming at you. Thanks, Cole, as always, for joining me once again, and we will see you guys next week. Peace out.
Peace out.